You think you need more time. You don't. You need more focus, and I'll prove it. Because right now, your attention bleeds out through 1,000 tiny cuts. Pings, tabs, messages, false obligations. You don't lack ambition. You lack discipline. This video will not teach you to focus. It will force you to. If you obey the laws inside, your focus will not just improve. It will multiply. Twofold, threefold. You will operate at a level others cannot even imitate. This is not self-help. This is war, and if you're weak, you'll click away. But if you're ready to rule your minutes, command your mind, and increase your focus by 200%, then stay. The campaign begins now. You weren't taught to defend your mind. You were taught to donate it. That ends now. Today we turn focus from a mood into a weapon, from a polite wish into an iron policy. No more scattering attention like charity. No more apologizing for guarding your time. You will rule it like territory. Below are 7 doctrines of control. For each, I'll lay the strategy, justify it with Machiavelli's ruthless logic, then give you the marching orders. Obey them. Dominate with them.
Hey guys, we're Wisdom, based in Abu Dhabi. We use AI tools to make these concepts come to life, but it's our amazing team who goes deep, breaking down powerful philosophical ideas and showing how they really apply in everyday life. We hope you enjoyed today's content.
Seal the gates. Rule the throne. Shut the gates. Limit access. Rule the audience. Tell me, how many people walked into your mind today without knocking? Notifications, random calls, endless chats. They did not wait. They barged in. Here's the truth. Clarity does not die from assault. It dies from open borders. Not because enemies attack you, but because you let everyone and everything move into your head on a whim. You confuse availability with value. You say yes to every request. You answer every ping. You pick up every call. So you stop answering the important voice, your own. Your day belongs to everyone else's demands, not to your results. You guard your wallet more fiercely than your attention. Pathetic. Machiavelli said it plainly. A sensible ruler selects a small circle, gives them the right to speak truth, and keeps everyone else at a distance. Why? Because access is power. If every fool and flatterer can reach you, you will be destroyed by noise. A king without gates is no king. A leader without borders is a servant. Now, swap ministers for your inputs. People, platforms, notifications. If anyone can ring your bell, congratulations. You've built a court of flatterers. But instead of plotting nobles, you've got an algorithmic mob with VIP passes to your throne room. They want your time. They want your energy. They want you to be small. Reclaim the crown. Seal the channels. Disable non-essential notifications. Silence the group chats that exist only to distract. Make your phone a servant, not a prison. Appoint ministers. Pick 3 trusted inputs that shape your day. A mentor, 1 raw metric, your mission document. That is your counsel. Everything else is spectators. Treat them as such. Create a protocol of access. Never check messages before your first deep work block. Your focus comes first. Set office hours for the world. Outside them, you are invisible. Make it sacred. Live by the one-touch rule. Open your inbox once. Decide once. Reply, archive, or schedule. No grazing. No dawdling. No weak compromises. This is not about comfort. It is about conquest. Discipline your gate, and you discipline outcomes. Control your attention, and you control rooms, markets, and people. When you refuse the petty demands of others, you make space for commands of your own. Internal mastery becomes external domination. The quieter your throne room, the louder your decree will be in the world. Remember, if everyone can enter the throne room, there is no throne. Guard your boundaries, or surrender your crown. Cut or be consumed. Rule by reduction. You don't lack time, you lack hierarchy. Focus is not built by piling on more apps, hacks, and gimmicks. Focus is revealed only when you cut away everything that does not serve the mission. Look at your life. You drag around a museum of abandoned ambitions, half-finished projects, forgotten goals, tools you once worshipped, now gathering dust. Each one whispers for your energy. Together, they bleed you dry. Movement is not progress. Clutter is not commitment. Only the undisciplined mistake the two. Pathetic. Machiavelli saw this sickness centuries ago. Rulers built fortresses to feel safe, but he warned, your best fortress is not to be hated by the people. Fortresses often became traps, symbols of fear, false security that bred revolt. The wise rulers demolished their own walls rather than rot behind them. He condemned mercenaries as well, hired swords that seemed powerful but always betrayed their masters. If they lose, you lose too. If they win, you are at their mercy. Mercenaries are weakness disguised as strength. Your fortresses today. Bloated systems, shiny apps, endless dashboards you hide behind instead of deciding. Your mercenaries, hacks, streaks, borrowed goals from other people. They give the illusion of strength while hollowing you out. You are outsourcing your will. You are building cages for yourself. Here's how you reclaim dominance. Ledger of subtraction. List everything you maintain weekly. Projects, platforms, habits. Circle the top 3 that actually move your mission. Eliminate, delegate, or freeze the rest. Destroy false fortresses. If you spend more time maintaining a tool than extracting results, delete it or lock it behind iron limits. Execute without mercenaries. Kill borrowed accountability. Replace it with personal non-negotiables. One daily deliverable tied to a real consequence. No excuses. Narrow the battlefield. Every day, one priority before noon. Nothing else moves until it ships. This is not just about tidying your schedule. This is war. When you subtract, you sharpen. When you sharpen, you dominate. The man who cuts ruthlessly carries no dead weight. He moves faster. He strikes harder. He conquers while others drown in their clutter. Remember this. Power grows when burdens shrink. Focused steel cuts through scattered armies. Sharpen by subtraction and rule by reduction. Do you want me to refine the next law in the same style so we keep the whole series consistently sharpened into this Machiavellian edge? Pick a front. Burn the exits. Advance without mercy. Divided attention builds nothing. Greatness is never scattered. It is always concentrated, always aimed like a spear at one point. But look at you. You hedge. You flirt with 10 paths and commit to none. You dress cowardice as prudence. You call it optionality, but it is paralysis, a pathetic addiction to escape routes. Machiavelli saw this weakness centuries ago. He warned rulers, choose a side. Declare yourself a true friend or a true enemy. Neutrality will get you crushed. Revealing yourself without any reservation is always more advantageous than neutrality. And when authority is at stake, it is much safer to be feared than loved, provided you avoid hatred. The lesson: posture is power. Decisiveness is safety. To hesitate is to bleed. To please is to perish. Your life is no different. Commitment means naming one battlefield where your identity is proven daily and slaughtering the comfort of maybe. Neutral focus pleases everyone, serves nothing, and destroys you, so here is how you choose your ground. Name the war. In one sentence, define the single domain you will dominate for the next 90 days. Nothing vague, nothing soft. Pick your decisive metric. One outcome that proves progress, pages written, features shipped, clients closed. That number is your scoreboard. Burn the exits. All parallel goals are exiled to a later list with a fixed review date. They are not temptations, they are dead until summoned. Block the treaty. 2 deep work blocks carved into your calendar, inviolable, guarded like sacred ground. No meeting, no message, no excuse enters. Take a posture of steel. Tell one stakeholder what you will deliver, then vanish into silence. Prestige follows results, not promises. This is not self-help. This is survival. Neutral minds are overrun by sharper, hungrier enemies. When you choose a battlefield and burn the exits, you project strength. You build an identity that bends others to your rhythm. Your focus becomes fearsome because it is unbreakable. Internal commitment hardens into external power. The man who cannot be distracted cannot be defeated. Remember, neutrality is death. Decide, then dominate. Treat focus like war. Drill until ready. Clarity is not an accident. It is not stumbled upon. It is forged, drilled, repeated until it becomes instinct. When you ritualize depth, distraction loses ground. But here is your weakness. You try to focus from a cold start. No ramp, no signal, no standard. And then you wonder why intensity never arrives. You expect war without training for it. That is not naivety. That is negligence. Machiavelli was ruthless on this point. He wrote that a ruler must have no other aim outside war. Preparation mattered more in peace than in battle. He studied histories. He modeled the greats. He staged endless war games. So when the real fight came, he was sharper than every rival. Your war is deep work. Your rituals are the drills. You do not stumble into focus. You engineer it. You command it. You demand it. Here is how you train for conquest. Forge a pre-battle ritual. 3 steps every time. 1 physical cue. 1 environmental reset. 1 mental trigger. Repeat until your body knows, now we fight. Run war games. Before you begin, list the obstacles that will strike. Interruptions, fatigue, doubt. Script your counters. Execute as rehearsed. Study the generals. Each week, read a biography. Dissect a post-mortem. Steal 1 proven tactic. Add it to your arsenal. Conduct an after-action review. 2 minutes. What worked? What broke? What must change before the next battle? Write it. Obey it. Do not confuse rituals with routines. Routines are habits. Rituals are orders. They are law. You do not question them. You obey them, or you are unfit for command. Understand this. When you drill your focus like a soldier drills combat, you stop being at the mercy of distraction. You begin dictating terms. You are no longer the hunted. You are the hunter. Internal discipline hardens into external dominance. He who trains his mind daily will not only conquer his work, he will conquer the men who never trained at all. Treat focus like war. Drill until ready. Dominate when it counts. Engineer pressure. Weaponize deadlines. Command the flood. Here is the truth. Chosen pressure forges focus. Ambient pressure fractures it. The strong engineer the storm. The weak drown in it. But look at you. You wait. You wait for the perfect window, the quiet moment, the clean calendar. Pathetic. While you sit, fortune invades, calls, crises, petty obligations. You have no dikes, only excuses. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. He wrote that fortune is like a violent river. When it floods, it wrecks everything in its path. The unprepared are ruined. The prudent build dikes and dams. They don't stop the surge. They channel it. They weaponize it. Your dikes are deadlines. Your dams are stakes. Your levees are blackout blocks of time where nothing breaks through. You don't beg for calm waters. You build the banks strong enough to command the flood. Here is how you seize command. Set ruthless deadlines. Every week, one meaningful deliverable. Public, fixed, unforgiving. Build levees, 90-minute blackout blocks. Devices out. One tab, one target. Nothing else survives. Add consequence. Money or reputation on the line. Payment collected instantly if you fail. Failure must sting. Pre-commit resources. Book the room. Schedule the handoff. Lock in the collaborator. Make retreat costly. Do not pray for peace. Do not dream of still waters. That is the fantasy of slaves. The river will rise. The flood will come. You cannot stop it, but you can dictate its flow. Pressure is not the enemy. Pressure is the forge. Engineer it. Weaponize it. Turn the flood into your weapon and drown your competition in the current you command. Be stingy with minutes. Spend only what multiplies. Indiscriminate generosity makes you poor, not just in money, but in time, in energy, in attention. Strategic frugality, that is what keeps you sovereign. But look at your calendar. Pathetic. You buy approval with yeses. You tax your future to fund today's weakness. You bleed your hours for optics, just to look busy, to keep peace, to silence guilt. You are not generous. You are bankrupting yourself. Machiavelli saw this disease with money. He warned rulers. Generosity wins applause in the moment, but it ruins you if misused. Better to be thought miserly than to drown in debt later. Translate this to time. Overspend today, and you pay compound interest forever. Your treasury is not gold. It is your attention. Guard it like a vault. Spend it only on priorities. Cut the spectacle, cut the noise, cut the parasites. Here is how you enforce sovereignty. Institute a time budget. 70% on your core mission, 20% on support, 10% on optional, 0 spillover. Force the trade. Every yes must name the no it replaces. If there is no replacement, there is no commitment. Hold austerity hour. Each week, cancel, delegate, or delete 3 obligations. Burn the dead wood. Reward precision. Celebrate finished outcomes, not busy hours. Applaud the strike, not the shadow boxing. A prince who hoards coin rules longer. A sovereign who hoards minutes rules absolutely. Because here is the final truth. When you own your time, you own your throne. When you lavish only on what compounds, your reach expands while others collapse. Internal austerity becomes external empire. He who spends without mercy becomes master. Be stingy with minutes. Spend only what multiplies. Rule longer, rule stronger, rule without rival. Stop trimming distractions. Kill them without mercy. Small harms invite revenge. Only decisive cuts end resistance. But look at you. You nibble. You mute here. You unfollow there. You silence one thread, then watch the noise crawl back, louder, bolder. Half measures are cowardice dressed as effort. You prune weeds when you should be salting the earth. Machiavelli had no patience for weakness. His calculus was brutal. You must either pamper people or destroy them. Harm them just a little and they'll strike back. Harm them seriously, and they cannot. Apply this to your distractions. Half measures guarantee their return. Only destruction ensures silence. One surgical purge is worth more than a lifetime of tinkering. End the access paths in a single campaign. Burn them. Leave nothing alive. Here is how you execute. Declare amnesty and execution, 24 hours. Export what you need, then delete the apps, unsubscribe, leave the groups. All at once, no survivors. Replace, don't just remove. Install frictionless defaults. Reader mode, site blockers, single-purpose devices. Build weapons, not gaps. Write a non-access policy. Who and what can reach you, when and by which channel. Put it in writing. Treat it as law. Enforce and announce. Auto-replies, status notes. Cold, impersonal declarations of your new boundaries. Hold the line for 30 days, no exceptions. Mercy for focus is clarity. Mercy for distractions is mutiny. Kill them, or they will regroup and overthrow you. Understand this. Decisive purges inside create decisive power outside. A ruler who tolerates rebellion loses his crown. A mind that tolerates interruptions loses its empire. Internal ruthlessness becomes external dominion. Stop trimming, start killing. Salt the earth where distractions once stood and rule uncontested.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the resources and the original books we used today. We'll see you in the next one.